When I get done with my duties here at the church this afternoon, I'm gonna go home and put in several hours of grading before trying to be with my friends to play Star Trek. And I know that from the just vast numbers of discussion posts and the grading that I've already done this morning and the different in my research methods class, I'm fairly certain that by the end of the day, I'm going to be frustrated and angry and fairly much, kind of a less than positive attitude about my students. And so I think I want to remind myself before I start grading some of the good things about this semester, because there are a lot of good things about the classes and my students and the semester that sometimes the frustrations in grading tend to disguise. So let's think. Well, I got 5 classes, so let's think about it. I got a criminal law class that is really starting to get it. For the students that are regularly participating in the fashion that I intended when I designed the course, those students are really kind of getting it. Especially, I've got a police officer taking the course that is continuing to participate in discussions and help students put together group discussions even after he's maxed out on his discussion points for the week, which I think is wonderful, and it demonstrates the kind of service that the average police officer does. There's a lot of bad attitude and whatnot towards police officers these days, and this particular police officer that's in my criminal law course is an example of the kind of things that a regular police officer does in service to others that we don't see on CNN or Fox News, and he's certainly a credit to the profession. And so the students that are regularly participating in that class, they're participating well. They're getting it. There's still some hiccups with reading instructions. I've got a strong core of students in that class that are making teaching the course enjoyable. And as I grade today, I need to keep that strong core of students in mind. Same thing with my 2 criminal procedure courses. Now, those are high-flex courses, so I've got a core of students that attend the course face-to-face. And then I've got another core that are online only. The students that are actually coming to class, they are a joy. I have some fun with a great deal of them every time we come to class. They're enjoyable. They make me laugh, especially when they help get me on track when I go off track or I forget things. Even though I wish, there's some of them I really wish would come to class more prepared, but they're coming to class. They're trying. Their case briefs I feel like their case briefs for Unit 2 are going to be better than Unit 1. We'll see. That's the hope that I'm going to put forward before I grade them. I'm certainly seeing several of them in my office, whether it's virtually or in person in my office hours, asking for help, asking for me to look at stuff. And so that shows promise. And again, much like my criminal law course, the criminal procedure course has got a core of students that are they're getting it. They're getting engaged in the discussions, whether it's in class or virtually through D2L or both, and greatly enjoying those students. They're a delight. Let's see, those both criminal procedure courses, again, just a delight. I've got some students that come every day, and they are. I got to tell you, if you're you got to come to class prepared. Because I do have that really strong core of courses, and they're both criminal procedure courses. They come prepared, and they come prepared to discuss, and they come prepared to talk, and they are anxious. I got to remind them all the time, hey, let me give everyone an opportunity before I start calling on you guys again, because I know, and if you're one of those students, I know you're prepared, and I know you're trying to get all the points you can in class, so you don't do the online discussions, and I respect that, and I greatly enjoy you for that. But I got to give everyone an opportunity to participate, to do as well as you're doing. I've got that handful of courses of both criminal procedure and the criminal law course are not just maxing out, but exceeding their discussion points every week, and that is just fantastic. Research methods. Let's see, what do we got going for research methods? again, I've got a core of students that come to class. It's a high flex course. I've got a core that come to class. They ask good questions. It's a small enough percentage of the course that I'm getting an opportunity to know them. I even remember most of their names, which is a minor miracle for me, I think. And we're getting an opportunity to do some things in the face-to-face environment, particularly in relationship to the weekly assignments that we can't do online. And I think those students are going to do fairly well. I've got some fully online students that are doing very well, including one that is going a little off the page from the normal instructions of the research proposal, because they're going to their research proposal, their write-up is actually going to get turned into real research by the end of the semester. And so I'm a little excited about that. That's going to be interesting. I think it's going to be an interesting study. At least it's interesting to me. And I don't know that I've ever done a real research project that involved an undergraduate student before. And to give an opportunity for an undergraduate student to possibly have a publication before they even get to grad school is super exciting to me. And so I'm really grateful to that student. And I think I've got a nice variety of research proposal topics this semester, much better than I've had in prior semesters, where I get the same things over and over again. So I've got a much better variety this time. And so I've got a lot of hope for my core of my research method students. And then finally, let's see, I've got the applications, critical applications class, whatever we call it. It's basically a data analysis course using Stata, teaching students how to do bivariate, multivariate analyses. And I'm not really teaching statistics. I'm teaching students who have already had basic statistics how to use data analysis software, particularly Stata, to analyze data in the hopes that it will give them something to put on their application that other students don't have, to give them some analytical skills that other job applicants don't have, to give them a boost over applicants from other universities. And for the most part, the students I've got in there, the core that are coming to class, they're doing a good job. Even the students that aren't coming, that are completely online in the high flex format, they are keeping up quite well. And again, my office hours are busier than they've been in a long time, and that as a professor makes me super happy, because that gives me an opportunity to make sure my students are learning what I want them to learn. Gives me an opportunity to guide them in the right direction to maximize their grade, and I'm all about. I really am all about students getting good grades in my class. I'm not going to give it away, because I think the harder a student has to work for a grade, the more that grade means to them. At least that's the way it worked for me. And so that's the assumption that I use when I go forward, is that they're gonna have to work for it, and it's gonna be hard. And I make it difficult. I intentionally make a lot of the things I do difficult. I teach difficult concepts, and then I do everything I can to help a student understand those difficult concepts. And the students that put forth the effort and ask for help, the ones that need it anyway. I've got some that are just really smart students that they don't need any help at all from me. They just pick it up all on their own, and I probably will never see them or know what they look like, and I'll just give them their A and move them on. But for the others, this is even the more difficult stuff that I teach. 90% of my students are going to be able to get it eventually with help. And I'm really happy to see the number of students that are taking advantage of the help that I have to offer them during my office hours. Even if I'm having a really hard time getting my own research, or keeping up with my grading done because my office hours are so full all the time, that's okay. I can live with that. Having students come to my office hours and cut into my grading time or my research time, that's perfectly okay. I'm okay with that. Because that's what my office hours are for. And so I just want to I want to get these thoughts out there, and I imagine later tonight I'm going to rewatch this video to remind myself that at SFA the good students are the rule, and the students that piss me off are the exception. And remember that this is a pretty good semester, and I got some good students, and even though the bad students, I can't really call them bad students, but the students that don't want to do the work or want to wait till the last minute to do the work, and so their work sucks, and that pisses me off. But I got to remember that those students are few and far between, and that at SFA we got some great students, and I want to get this down for myself to remind myself that I need to focus on the students that are excelling at SFA, and then just reach out to the others and say, look, I'm here to help you. If you want the help, I'm here for you. And if you don't want the help, nothing I can do for you. Ciao.